keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penn Air for 90 years. Penn Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
WBQP is the voice of the Black community, your information station.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Good morning. This is J.O. Gatson of the Emmaus Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida. And we've come to pray with you on this Faithful Friday, TGIF Friday. And we're just grateful to the Lord that he has seen fit to see us through. Let us pray. Father God in heaven, we come praying words of prayer, sacred words of prayer, and to say thank you because we love you. We thank you for this Faithful Friday because you brought us right up to the weekend. And we owe it all to you. We've gone through lots this week, dear God, but we owe it all to you. And thank you for bringing us thus far. And Lord, we pray that you'll prepare our hearts for Sunday's worship, the Sabbath, and that you'll vow in our hearts to be all that you would have us to be, that we will come together as saints on Sunday in our designated places of worship. Lord, this is our prayers. We pray in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, the only God we know. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's a look at your weekend weather forecast. We kick things off on Friday with mostly sunny skies and hot temperatures. Look for a high of 90 degrees with a low of 75 and only a 10% chance of rain. Saturday stays hot with a mix of sun and clouds. Highs will once again reach 90 degrees with overnight lows around 77. There's a 40% chance of scattered showers, so keep an umbrella nearby. By Sunday, we continue the summer pattern with a high near 90 degrees and a low of 77. Scattered thunderstorms are possible throughout the day with a 40% chance of rain. And looking ahead to your Monday morning commute, temperatures will start off in the upper 70s before climbing to a high of 84 degrees later in the day. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekend weather on WBQP TV.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference, thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer, we close the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
WBQP TV Radio wants you to be prepared for the hurricane season.
For best in Southern Soul and oldies and goodies music videos, tune to WBQP Radio.
Welcome to WBQP TV, the voice of the Black community. We are your information station. Stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Morning with Vernon, y'all. Coming in a little different this morning. Well, you know, I always have some computer problems sometimes. I had to work it out. Good morning, Mrs. Pruitt. Good morning, Mrs. Womack this morning. Good morning, Vito. Good morning, Alan. Good morning, everybody that's under the sound of the hound's voice this morning. All right, well, let's go over what we're going to go over, what you normally do go over. First of all, let's tell the folks how. And y'all remember this and tell the folks how to get it. Even if you're on social media, you make sure you tell them to join us, to follow us, to like us, do all that kind of stuff on social media. So how do you want to get us?
Now,
here we go.
Go tell everybody how to watch and listen to WBQP. WBQP, the voice of the Black community, an information station that cares. WBQP, the station that cares.
The station that cares. On how do you get the station that cares? Well, you can get it many ways, y'all. Many ways on how to get the station. And I'm gonna tell you, I had my thing all prepared to tell you how to get the station, but I think you already know. And tell everybody that I said that we should be able to get the station in many formats, okay? If you TV, I don't know, but just tell everybody how to get WBQP, how to listen, how you want to listen to the station, how you want to watch the station, how you want to do a lot of good things, the station, and there's many ways, y'all, many ways. I'm trying to find my man that he likes to talk about it, and I like to talk about it too, on how you can get the station. And so I want you to talk about it too to everybody on how to watch and listen to the station, okay? All right?
Here's how you can watch and listen to WBQP, the voice of the Black community. The voice of the Black community.
Well, let me move on to what else we're going to be doing this very morning. All right. Come on. Now, my computers, I told you everything don't be acting right when you want to do it this morning. But let me tell you what we're going to be doing on Morning in Vernon. Okay, we're Morning with Vernon this morning. Of course, you know that we have our morning news headlines. We're going to go over the headlines. We got the weather this morning. We got a little bit of community news going on this morning. Public service announcement we'll be talking about. We're going to be talking a little bit about Black history this morning. And at 7:45, we're going to start with Miss Sonja Faye Botanica. She'll come in and talk about her herbal programs this morning. And then at around 8 o'clock this morning, we got a special guest this morning, Mrs. Paulina Mendez. You want to listen to her. It's Women's Veterans Day. If you don't know what it is, we're going to talk about it. And they got a special program at her foundation, which means Honor, Empower, and Rebuild. They're going to be talking about that event going on and on tomorrow. So we'll get with that as well. And then 8:30 time frame, we'll be talking with Sheriff Chip Simmons, okay, in the Escambia County Sheriff Report, okay, on the Escambia County Sheriff Report, we'll be dealing with. All right, I tell you what, y'all. Let's go a little bit about what we're gonna do. Let me get it before I get into the news. Can I have what's her face here to talk? We're gonna have what's her face here to talk about the weather a little bit this morning. We'll talk to her in terms of what we have in weather. That's going to be Mrs. Cheryl Moraine. But before we get into any of all that, well, let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to talk about in the news on Friday news this morning, okay? Let's go ahead and do that right now.
Live from WBQP News Desk, this is your Headlines News Summary with Vernon Watson.
Good morning. It's Friday, the weekend, and Pensacola are made for
each other. Vernon, before going to the beach, give us the headlines. Good morning, Vernon. What are today's headlines for Pensacola and surrounding areas?
Well, I tell you what the headlines are, Bubba. Good morning. Good morning. I tell you, we had some exciting stuff yesterday. People trying to outrun the cops and everything. We had a very exciting yesterday, if you will. A man, he been charged with trying to hit a state trooper after he outran him and ran into his house. This 43-year-old man was arrested after they had a standoff. Oh, they're big time yesterday. It was exciting. Not only did the Florida Highway Patrol was involved, but then they got the Escambia County Sheriff Department involved when he barricaded himself into his house. His name is Mr. Wesley Spencer, y'all, 43 years old, been charged with fleeing and attempted to elude law enforcement officer with aggressive assault with a motor vehicle. In other words, they saying he trying to run down a state trooper. I think all this happened right around noontime yesterday, after they tried to make stopped on Michigan Avenue, and but according to the Florida Highway Patrol, Spencer tried to run a trooper over with his vehicle, and then he fled. Okay, so that's what the report is saying. So he probably trying to get the hell out of there. But when he exited his vehicle, he ran to, I guess, his where he lived at, where he must have lived pretty close around there, because when he ran, when he exited the vehicle, they say that he displayed a handgun, and then he barricaded himself inside his residence, and so several troopers had to call the Escambia County Sheriff Department and get their SWAT team to respond. So they finally got Spencer out of the residence around 4 o'clock. They had to use tear gas and all that kind of stuff, but nobody was injured. Nobody was injured, but they did have to show their little flex their muscles on yesterday. All right. Speaking of flexing their muscles, now we got a group of people that really is opposing. We talked about this several times. We talked about it in other counties. They would have an issue over in Baldwin County, Alabama, where they want to put one of the big data centers. People was opposed to have one over in Okaloosa County, but now they're trying to put one here in Escambia County, and folks saying, not in my backyard, not in my backyard. I don't know what we love the benefits of what we're going to do, but nobody wanted in their backyard. And so they had actually a protest yesterday on trying to deter on against getting this data center in Escambia County. People say that it used too much electricity. Folks say it's killed the animal. Folks saying everything. I don't know what the truth of the matter is, but they were protesting pretty loudly yesterday, and they alleged that some folks allege that animals that's close to the data centers are being stillborn, and cows ain't producing milk, and they don't know what it might do to humans and stuff like this. And so they saying, no, not in our backyard. We don't want no data center in our backyard. They saying that it might produce noise pollution and light pollution, and man, only that, my light bill might go up, and all the stuff that you're gonna hear about. But I can bet you, when it all said and done, it's just like in the Trump administration, they're gonna have their way. But I don't know, but we'll see. But if they do have their way, we're going to be there to report on it. Okay. All right. Let's talk about another incident that happened in Escambia County on the interstate. Well, no, this actually happened right across the county line, but it was happening over in Santa Rosa County, where a tractor trailer driver, he was seriously injured in a 6-car pileup on Interstate 10. Y'all, if y'all ever want to follow the action, go to 511.com, and they got cameras everywhere along the interstate, and you can actually see those cameras. And actually, when you're driving, I'll give you another little hint, if you will. If you're driving on a trip, and particularly in the state of Florida, I don't know about other states, but they got their similar program. But in Florida, it's called 511. And if you get stuck in traffic somewhere and you want to know what's holding up the traffic, well, just do a 511.com on your smartphone or your computer and pull it up. And whatever mile marker you is on the highway, they got cameras every so often on those interstates, so you can probably see what happened. But on yesterday, a tractor trailer driver, he was eastbound on I-110 near that Avalon Boulevard yesterday afternoon, and they say that a car collided into the back of another car, which caused a chain reaction, which involving 6 cars, and so this caused the tractor trailer to overturn, and 3 other drivers had injuries as well. So you can see that multiple agencies responded: first responders and Escambia County Sheriff's Office and Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office, the Florida Highway Patrol. All these people kind of came in on the scene to see what happened. All right, let's move on to the next story here, y'all. And this story here is about kids, okay? And y'all be careful when you're out there on the beach with the kids. We talked so much about the beach this week, about the choppy waters and about the shark. You remember the shark bit a person on NASC in Pensacola, and then over in Panama City at the base over there, a guy went out swimming for lunch and got bitten, attacked by a shark. And he said he just went swimming on his lunch break. Well, I guess the shark said, okay, well, I guess you are my lunch. I'm on my lunch break too. So whatever happened. But anyway, this incident here, but I want you to take it seriously, because kids they think they're having a good time. But I believe we reported something like this last year, a couple of years ago, when kids dug holes in what they call sand couch, or whatever. They're digging a hole in the sand, and the sand collapsed in on them. And a couple of years ago, the kid wasn't so lucky, but this time the child was digging a hole on Pensacola Beach, and it did collapse on him, and so they had to dig him out. So he's okay. He's okay with that. But the lesson here is to learn, first of all, watch your kids on what they're doing. And second of all, it's probably not a good idea to be digging no holes in the sand, y'all, because they're dangerous. Why are we talking about the beach? This sorgasm here, don't mix it sorgasm up with orgasm, okay? But sorgasm is this grassy stuff that comes in off of the coast of Africa. It just mucking up the beach, y'all. It said, Vernon Watson, you using term like mucking up, whatever that means. Okay. But sorghum balloons is piling up on the beaches here in Northwest Florida. And they're asking folks not to be messing with it. You know, I'm looking at Channel 3 News just the other night. Yeah. And people's out there playing with the hand. They said stinky stuff. I don't know. It's brown, it's stinky, and stuff like that. But still, you see people still out there in the water with it. What? White folks, help me understand what you do. Okay? I know y'all, I bet you ain't see no black folks out there. I ain't for sure, but I bet. Even though this stuff did come from Africa, we ain't coming out there and looking at it. Okay? But anyhow, the sorghum is a kind of a seaweed that actually comes off the coast of Africa, and I guess it's this dry seaweed, and it every year it comes in to shore here, and then they have to clean this stuff up. And but this make news because it's quite a bit of it, okay, quite a bit of it. And somebody said instead of sanding your toes, we got weeds in our toes, okay. And what else around with toes, okay? If you're gonna sit in it, okay? Never. I don't know. I'm not a beach goer. Y'all find out I'm not a lot of things, but anyway, just keep your eyes out on that, okay? Keep your eyes on that story. Speaking of another story to keep your eyes out on, and stupid story like this 27-year-old Pensacola man, he was arrested for that double shooting. You reported on yesterday, y'all. They had a double shooting at the Hotel Del Sol, okay? Two people was shot. One ran out into the roadway and collapsed, and he ultimately succumbed to his injuries. Another one was shot in the leg, but he was transported to the hospital by a private car. And it looks like this Kashawn Warren is charged with homicide and attempted homicide with this shooting that happens the other day, that happened right there on Ken Mill Road and Highway, not Highway 29, but Pensacola Boulevard. Okay. And so further details, you will get further details in the future. They don't know just yet what the motive is of the story and everything. So again, that is something you might want to keep your eyes on. It's something I should have mentioned when I was talking about the beach story here, is that they're giving the sea turtles, okay? You're going to have to be very careful, if you will, at dealing with sea turtle. But the Gulf Area, what they call the Gulf Area Care Center, they're giving sea turtles what they call a happy ending. So they're returning some injured sea turtle back in the wild or back in the sea. So these are loggerhead sea turtles, and so, but these are the good Samaritan stories where they have to save these. And I was looking at the news the other day too. They got a search and rescue group now. They call an animal search and rescue group that goes out, y'all, and helps injured animals, you know, and not only during hurricanes, but, you know, any kind of injured animal, in particular, if you're out in the water, like dogs, and they get have to be rescued from the water. And we were just reading a story yesterday. A dog was out in the ocean, out in a German Shepherd or something, out in a raft, and they was able to go and save him. Not this particular group, but another group. But this group here, the Escambia County Animal Search and Rescue Team, was formed about 3 years ago, and they're one of a kind where they actually help animals and animal rescue. So they had a practice run, a training, if you will. If you were down at the Bayview Park in around yesterday, they had 9 members training to locate, recover, and assist animals that may have been lost or injured or in distress. So they've been doing a lot of good job. They rescued ducks with an arrow in him. They had to go and get a pelican that had a fishing line all tied around his feet, and then they was able to get a sister horse that was down to get back on his feet and everything. So they're doing some good job. But there was training yesterday. If you was in and around the what I call the Bayview area there yesterday, and that's what it is. All right. Another story that you might hear about is the Bayview, the Avalon Beach and the Pace Fire Department district. They're a little upset because they had the money cut, because now these churches are free from paying. They are free from paying fees. Okay, they're free from paying fees for the fire department. So you're going to hear a little more about what's happening with that along the way. Other things that's happening in the news and around Pensacola, if you can and if you will, the demolition is going on at the old Baptist Hospital campus, and they're going to start taking down the tower starting next week, according to city officials and according to the contractors that doing the work. Josh, if you all know Josh, he's in charge of that, overseeing that as well. So people concerned about the dust and everything, but they say they got it in control. But if you're around, I think, if you don't know Josh Wallace, that y'all know his mama and them. I tell you that if you don't know him, but he worked with the engineering company that are taking down these buildings and towers. He said it's going to be pretty safe and pretty uneventful. They're going to start taking down these towers one by one. Okay, they're taking down one floor each, so that it can help suppress the dust and control the measures and the debris that is taken out around there. So make note of that. So Baptist Hospital campus has been there for many years, y'all. I've been there for many years. And so therefore, you're going to have to say goodbye to it. They're already building, they're going to repurpose it for another residential area, so they say. And one contractor already has started, as I understand it. All right. This Pensacola doctor, y'all, is warning folks about the trend on social media about what they call the Benadryl challenge. It done resurfaced online again. Please have your kids not to get caught up into all of these crazy things that's out on social media. Dangerous. They are dangerous. So this doctor particularly are trying to warn parents about the so-called Benadryl challenge, where they encourage teens to take a large amount of allergy medicine in an attempt to get high. Can you believe that? Crazy. Because things like that could lead to a real serious problem. Back in 2020, they started this stupid thing, and it was really dangerous. People, some kids seriously got injured and lost their lives as a result of it. But now it's resurfacing again, and so please talk to your kids. Hide your medication if you can, but more than that, talk to your kids. It go more than making you high. You get dizzy, you get disorientated, and the consequences could be deadly. So please, parents, grandparents, and so forth, speak to the kids because this is a dangerous thing. Okay, dangerous thing. Okay, you don't want to having to attend no funeral. So please, please make note of that. All right, let's move on to another story here. We're talking about the beach. You know, they were doing some over on Pensacola Beach. They was doing some nourishment over the beach over there on the re-nourishment project over there. So over on Santa Rosa Island Authority and the Escambia County, they partnered up. And yesterday they had a ceremony where they, I guess what they call it's not a river cutting ceremony. I guess it's a sand in the pail ceremony, I guess. But anyway, the new sand will help battle erosion and improve the storm resiliency of the beach. That project cost about $35 million, and more than $16 million came from the Santa Rosa Island Authority and the Escambia County Tourist Development Council. So, so we maintain beautiful beaches, y'all. All right, let's move on to the next story here, y'all. And I'm just going to breeze over this. The Pew Research, y'all. The Pew Research has determined that Americans fall into one of nine political groups. And which group you fall into, I don't know, but you might want to check out that study. I didn't really get into it, but I was going to research that story to find out what they mean about one and what are the nine political groups. So that's your homework for you to come back and tell me what one of those nines are. Okay. All right, let's move on to another national story here. The Kennedy Center. Okay. The Kennedy Center, you know, the judge has ordered them to take down the Kennedy Center. Okay. Take down Trump's name. Well, Trump board, his self-appointed board of trustees are now trying to file a last-minute stay in an effort to keep Trump's stupid-ass name on this building. So a federal judge had an initial rule that renaming the Performance Center was illegal because the venue was established by Congress as a federal memorial to President John F. Kennedy, and in order that the name be restored to the Kennedy by June 12th, which is today. And so this group, this hand-picked board now pushing back, filing a stay. So speaking of stay, let's stay tuned to see what happened, because that Trump appointed board is the one that voted to have his stupid ass name put on that building. But now we'll see what happens in the course. Okay. All right. Let's go to another story. This story here is going to be interesting. Y'all remember Jim Comey? You know, they prosecuted him for seashells that said something like 8647, and they saying that sentence and a threat to kill Trump, all this crazy ass stuff that the Trump administration is doing. Well, guess where it appeared again? The number 8647 appeared on the National Mall, y'all. Okay. And so the number 8647 is a reference to they say a previous reference to a social media post used to show opposition to Trump, and appeared on the dead grass near the World War II Memorial. Okay. 86 is commonly used in the restaurant industry, meaning to remove or get rid of something. And the number 47 is believed to be a reference to Trump. Well, everybody want to get rid of Trump. That don't mean they want to kill him. They just want to just see his ass go to pasture, okay? Go to retirement home where his birthday is coming up pretty soon here, but the Park Service, the United States Park Police, is investigating that now to see what happens. So keep it. I guess they're gonna prosecute the grass. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happened in that situation. And they say in that situation there. All right, now talking about ICE, they just passed the bill just the other day. All that rhetoric, all that talk about what they want to do about ICE, but they passed a $70 million bill to fund ICE for the next 3 years, and now ICE is freezing. They coming unfroze now. ICE gonna get hot again because now they got some little moolah, okay? But anyway, officials is seeking answers as ICE action in Baltimore school raises some real questions over the policies, okay? Parents dropping off their children at the Commodore John Rogers Elementary School were met with a startling scene on yesterday. ICE officer took a man into custody and detained a woman on school properties. What kind of crap is that? The bus driver was said that she was preparing to drop off her kids at the school Thursday morning when she drove into a federal takeover. Ain't that something? Oh, Lord. People can't go to school. Jesus Christ, help us, Lord. Help them, Lord. Let me, before my Trump derangement syndrome start acting, let me get off this news because I don't like how this administration is administering, okay? We need a regime change, y'all. In November, you need to vote. That's all I can tell you. You need to vote. If you don't agree with it, like I don't agree with what this administration has done, and I'm definitely going to see what I can do about it. All right, y'all. That was basically the news. But anyway, I installed a couple of traffic, a couple other reports in here this morning. I got a traffic report with Kayla. She always wants to know. She always wants to see what's happening in traffic. So Kayla, tell me, sugar, what's going on in traffic this morning, sugar?
Good morning, Vernon. Drivers traveling east and west on Interstate 10 between Pensacola and the Florida-Alabama state line are experiencing generally smooth traffic flow with no major incidents reported. Travel times remain close to normal across the corridor. Southbound traffic on Interstate 110 into downtown Pensacola is moving steadily this morning. Motorists may encounter brief slowdowns near the Cervantes Street and Garden Street exits as commuter traffic increases during the morning rush. Along Highway 98 through Gulf Breeze and toward Pensacola Beach, traffic volume is gradually building. Delays remain minimal, although drivers should expect heavier traffic approaching the Pensacola Bay Bridge and beach access points as the morning progresses. On local roadways, including 9 Mile Road, Davis Highway, Mobile Highway, and Pine Forest Road, traffic is moving at typical weekday speeds. Drivers should remain alert for increased activity around schools, shopping centers, construction zones, and major intersections. As always, allow extra travel time, maintain a safe following distance, buckle up, and avoid distractions while driving. We'll continue monitoring traffic conditions throughout the morning and bring you any important updates as they develop. Reporting for WBQP TV Traffic Watch, I'm Kayla. Now back to you, Vernon.
Thank you, Kayla. We appreciate it, okay? So that's my traffic report this morning. And also got a sports report from my boy, Orion.
The spotlight in Madison Square Garden was on the NBA Finals as the New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs continued their championship battle in Game 4. The Knicks entered the night holding a 2-1 series lead, but the Spurs gained momentum after a 115-111 victory in Game 3. San Antonio was led by NBA superstar Victor Wembanyama, who scored 32 points while adding 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 blocks. Rookie standout Stephon Castle contributed 23 points in the winning effort. For New York, Jalen Brunson continued his stellar postseason performance with 32 points, while OG Anunoby added 28 points and provided strong defense. The biggest player story remains Victor Wembanyama, whose dominance on both ends of the floor has made him one of the most difficult matchups in the league. Meanwhile, Brunson continues to lead the Knicks' championship hopes with his clutch scoring and leadership. In Game 4 last night, the Knicks staged a historic comeback, rallying from a 29-point deficit to defeat the Spurs 107-106. Jalen Brunson scored 36 points, while OG Anunoby delivered the game-winning tip-in with seconds remaining. The victory gives New York a commanding 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals and puts the franchise one win away from its first NBA championship since 1973. The series now shifts back to San Antonio for Game 5, where the Knicks will attempt to capture the NBA title and complete one of the most memorable championship runs in franchise history. Orion, reporting for WBQP TV Sports. Back to you, Vernon.
All right, Orion. Thank you. I think y'all know when the next game is. I don't know. I don't know when the next game is, but I tell you what, if the New York Knicks win, it's going to be pandemonium, y'all. I'm telling you, it will be pandemonium in New York. They went crazy the other night. Now people, they don't care. They got arrested and the whole 9 yards. They just didn't care. They saying this is the best thing since the birth of Jesus. They did. They were really concerned about the Knicks win. You know, we got 3 things going on right now. We got the NBA going on. They got the FIFA thing going on. I guess that's hockey, that's soccer, and then they got the hockey. The hockey league is going on as well, y'all. So if you're a big sports fan, you see what I'm talking about. So you stay tuned. So I'm kind of forced to get into the sports thing because that's what everybody likes. They like this sports stuff, and so I'm hoping to get it reported to you as well. Okay, that's just what I'm going to do for you. All right. I tell you what, y'all, we're gonna have to take another commercial break, but before we take that commercial break, let me tell you what you're going to be expecting in the next hour, in the next half an hour. We're going to be talking to Mrs. Sonia Faze. We're talking about Sonia Faze Botanica at 8 o'clock, y'all. We're going to have a special guest, Mrs. Pauline Mendez. She's a member, an official at the HERS Foundation, which is a women veterans organization, and we'll be talking to her about what's going on. I think tomorrow they got an event going on tomorrow with her organization tomorrow, and then around 8:30 we're going to be getting a report from our local sheriff this morning, as we always do this morning. Okay. All right. So in the meantime, y'all, let's go ahead and take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Thank God it's Friday! Prepare for the weekend with Morning with Vernon.
It's Friday already, Vernon. The weekend on the Gulf Coast is going to be hot and dry. Enjoy Pensacola Beach. See you Monday.
WBQP goals are to inform, to inspire, to educate, and to entertain. The station that cares.
For 35 years, WBQP TVV Radio has been the unwavering voice of the Black community on the Gulf Coast. Your community information station. WBQP has been the voice of the Black community on the Gulf Coast for 35 years.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Since 1951, we've been here for our local community, creating pathways to care. We meet you where you are, with trusted doctors in convenient locations throughout the area. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
For best in Southern Soul and oldies and goodies music videos, tune to WBQP Radio.
Day or night, your loved ones show up for you. At HCA Florida Healthcare, we do too. Because you're the center of our family, Florida's largest healthcare family. And you'll feel it in everything we do. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your men wear needs.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
WBQP is the voice of the Black community, your information station.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
You are listening and watching WBQP TV and radio. Keep it locked.
WBQP TV and WBQP Radio are the voice of the Black community in Pensacola.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference, thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer. We've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
Good morning. This is J.O. Gatson of the Emmaus Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida. And we've come to pray with you on this Faithful Friday, TGIF Friday. And we're just grateful to the Lord that he has seen fit to see us through. Let us pray. Father God in heaven, we come praying words of prayer, sacred words of prayer, and to say thank you because we love you. We thank you for this Faithful Friday because you brought us right up to the weekend, and we owe it all to you. We've gone through lots this week, dear God, but we owe it all to you. And thank you for bringing us thus far. And Lord, we pray that you'll prepare our hearts for Sunday's worship, the Sabbath, and that you'll vow in our hearts to be all that you would have us to be, that we will come together as saints on Sunday in our designated places of worship. Lord, this is our prayers. We pray in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, the only God we know. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's a look at your weekend weather forecast. We kick things off on Friday with mostly sunny skies and hot temperatures. Look for a high of 90 degrees with a low of 75 and only a 10% chance of rain. Saturday stays hot with a mix of sun and clouds. Highs will once again reach 90 degrees with overnight lows around 77. There's a 40% chance of scattered showers, so keep an umbrella nearby. By Sunday, we continue the summer pattern with a high near 90 degrees and a low of 77. Scattered thunderstorms are possible throughout the day with a 40% chance of rain. And looking ahead to your Monday morning commute, temperatures will start off in the upper 70s before climbing to a high of 84 degrees later in the day. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekend weather on WBQP TV.
WBQP TV Radio wants you to be. Be prepared for the hurricane season.
For 35 years, WBQP TVV Radio has been the unwavering voice of the Black community on the Gulf Coast. Your community information station.
You are watching WBQP TV and radio. Tune in every Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m. Keep it locked.
Welcome to WBQP TV, the voice of the Black community. We are your information station. Stay tuned.
I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah, get up now, come on now, get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now, let's go. Get up now, turn it up now. 1, 2, 3, let's get it.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Morning with Vernon. I hope you got your coffee cup. You know, my coffee, I've been having my coffee over here and I almost forgot it. But get your coffee and have coffee with Vernon. Good coffee, good coffee. Nothing like a good warm cup of coffee in the morning to get you started Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday. My Robert Hughes used to tell me all the time. He said, Vern, the weekend in Pensacola and the Gulf Coast is made for each other. And I believe that. I believe that, y'all. All right. Let's see what we're going to get coming up here in just a few minutes. We're going to be talking to Sandra Faye's Botanica. She comes on every morning about the 7:50 time frame. And she got a lot of herbal remedies for you. You know, she got some natural organic stuff that she's going to be talking about. She usually have one, I guess, product she talk about a week. But she also has a co-business that talks about sweet things. They got another. It's funny. They got a store right next door. Got all of this the sweet stuff, and hers it got all the healthy stuff. But they got some healthy things in there. So she gonna be talking about that as well. Around the 8 o'clock time frame, y'all, we got a very special guest on, and that is Mrs. Paulina Mendez. She's with her foundation. She's going to be our very special guest this morning. Before we finish up we're going to finish up the hour we're talking about the sheriff. But I believe we're going to be dealing with women veteran issue. They got an event going on tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the women's veterans and also how the start of this organization. They're 8:30 time frame, as we do every Friday. We're going to be talking to Sheriff Chip Simmons on the Escambia County Sheriff Report. He's reporting every Friday. He tells us what's going on in around Pensacola and Escambia County on it. Okay, now look for the weekend. If you I think we got a beautiful weekend coming up here, and you might want to go to the beach. But a couple of things we want to make sure that we warn you about on the beach, y'all. On the beach, number one, they were having some really choppy seas over at the beach. So make sure that you keep that in mind. Not only that, they had some shark bites lately. You want to keep that in mind as well, and as well as this sorghum stuff that washing up on the beach over there. So it may put a kind of a wrench into your beach experience. So you make sure that you be careful about that as well. Let's look at if you don't mind, we'll kind of go to Kayla and let Kayla look at the traffic report here for a minute.
Good morning, Vernon. Drivers traveling east and west on Interstate 10 between Pensacola and the Florida-Alabama state line are experiencing generally smooth traffic flow with no major incidents reported. Travel times remain close to normal across the corridor. Southbound traffic on Interstate 110 into downtown Pensacola is moving steadily this morning. Motorists may encounter brief slowdowns near the Cervantes Street and Garden Street exits as commuter traffic increases during the morning rush. Along Highway 98 through Gulf Breeze and toward Pensacola Beach, traffic volume is gradually building. Delays remain minimal, although drivers should expect heavier traffic approaching the Pensacola Bay Bridge and beach access points as the morning progresses. On local roadways, including 9 Mile Road, Davis Highway, Mobile Highway, and Pine Forest Road, traffic is moving at typical weekday speeds. Drivers should remain alert for increased activity around schools, shopping centers, construction zones, and major intersections. As always, allow extra travel time, maintain a safe following distance, buckle up, and avoid distractions while driving. We'll continue monitoring traffic conditions throughout the morning and bring you any important updates as they develop. Reporting for WBQP TV Traffic Watch, I'm Kayla. Now back to you, Vernon.
Thank God it's Friday! Prepare for the weekend with Morning with Vernon.
All right, the weekend is here, y'all. The weekend is here. Now, while I'm waiting on my Mrs. Sonia Faze to check in here, y'all, everybody's excited about what's going on in the sports world. The New York Knicks, and they used to be called the Knickerbockers, I think. I don't know. I'm not all that into sports, but then they got the San Antonio Spurs, and just like these teams, it's just like America. It looks like we're divided on each side or what. But I tell you what, the New York fans are so excited about the New York Knicks. They hadn't done anything since 1973 or something like that. So they won the game the other night. I understand it, and I believe the next game. Not being a sports fan, but Orion might know, but he's my sports reporter. But I think they got the next game coming up. Let's see what Orion has to say about the sports this morning.
The spotlight in Madison Square Garden was on the NBA Finals as the New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs continued their championship battle in Game 4. The Knicks entered the night holding a 2-1 series lead, but the Spurs gained momentum after a 115-111 victory in Game 3. San Antonio was led by NBA superstar Victor Wembanyama, who scored 32 points while adding 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 blocks. Rookie standout Stephon Castle contributed 23 points in the winning effort. For New York, Jalen Brunson continued his stellar postseason performance with 32 points, while OG Anunoby added 28 points and provided strong defense. The biggest player story remains Victor Wembanyama, whose dominance on both ends of the floor has made him one of the most difficult matchups in the league. Meanwhile, Brunson continues to lead the Knicks' championship hopes with his clutch scoring and leadership. In Game 4 last night, the Knicks staged a historic comeback, rallying from a 29-point deficit to defeat the Spurs 107-106. Jalen Brunson scored 36 points, while OG Anunoby delivered the game-winning tip-in with seconds remaining. The victory gives New York a commanding 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals and puts the franchise one win away from its first NBA championship since 1973. The series now shifts back to San Antonio for Game 5, where the Knicks will attempt to capture the NBA title and complete one of the most memorable championship runs in franchise history. Orion, reporting for WBQP TV Sports. Back to you, Vernon.
WBQP goals are to inform, to inspire, to educate, and to entertain. The station that cares.
Welcome to Florida's first congressional district, Jimmy Petronis. I'm going to give you a little tour today since you don't actually live here.
You know, in case you want to visit sometime.
Our home has a unique culture, a rich military history, and a food and music scene that's worth the visit. When you get here, you better slow down for the 3 Mile Bridge speed trap. It's pretty easy to miss.
Most tourists do, but we'll forgive you this time. You have to spare some time for our district's vibrant art scene. Well, that turned out pretty damn good.
And in case you get hungry, we'll save you a plate, because we treat strangers like our own. There's so many reasons to visit our district. But what really makes this place special is its people, especially the ones who step up to represent their hometown. Jimmy, your choices have left us with some serious challenges. Cost of food, housing, insurance, just to name a few. Hell, we're bigger than some numbers on a spreadsheet.
And we deserve a full-time leader, not a part-time tourist. That's why I'm running for Congress.
District 1, I want to represent you because I'm one of you.
It's gonna take all of us, y'all.
So dust yourself off
and find something orange.
Jimmy, bless your heart. We hope you enjoyed your visit,
but we'll take it from here.
I'm Gabe Alamont, and I approve this message.
Gabe Alamont, y'all. Let me go one thing. I want, always trying to do a little motivational piece here before we get our guests on. Our guest is coming up next at the 8 o'clock time hour this morning, and our guest is going to be Mrs. Pauline Mendez. But before I get her on, I got a motivational piece that I think is a great motivational piece that I heard by Dr. Martin Luther King as he addressed a group of young students years ago. And so I want to bring that motivational piece to you so that you can always stay inspired and informed. Like I say, our goal here is to inform you, to educate you, and to entertain you as well as to try to motivate you.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? Number one in your life's blueprint should be, don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Don't be ashamed of your color. Don't be ashamed of your biological features. Somehow you must be able to say in your own lives and really believe it, I am black but beautiful, and believe it in your heart. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. When you discover what you're going to be in life, set out to do it as if God Almighty called you at this particular moment in history to do it. If it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Leontine Price sings before the Metropolitan Opera. And sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. And so from an old slave cabin of Virginia's hills, Booker T. Washington rose up to be one of America's great leaders. He lit a torch in Alabama, and darkness fled in that setting from a poverty-stricken area of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Marian Anderson rose up to be the world's greatest contralto, so that a Toscanini could say that a voice like this comes only once in a century. And Sibelius of Finland could say, my roof is too low for such a voice from crippling circumstances. There came a George Washington Carver to carve for himself an imperishable niche in the annals of science. Then came Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali with their educated fists. All of them came to tell us that we can be somebody. Skin may differ, but affection dwells in black and white the same. And if I were so tall as to reach the pole, or to grasp the ocean at a span, I must be measured by my soul. The mind is the standard of the man. Finally, in your life's blueprint must be a commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Don't allow anybody to pull you so low as to make you hate them. I close by quoting once more the man that the young lady quoted, Langston Hughes. One day he wrote a poem entitled Mother to Son. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stat, it's had tacks in it. Boards torn up, places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I's been a-climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you stop now. Don't you sit down on the steps cause you find it's kind of hard. But I still going, boy. I still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving.
That's one of the most inspiring speeches I have ever heard in my life, and I've always been heard that when I was even a young pup when he gave that speech way back then, and I've always been inspired by his message, and I want you to also to be inspired. All right, y'all, let's go on. We're going to be talking to Mrs. Pauline Mendez of the Her Foundation. I tell you what, I got her on right now. Mrs. Pauline, good morning. How are you doing? Pauline.
Good morning.
Paula. Is that, make sure I get it right.
It's Paulina.
Paulina. How you doing this morning, Paulina?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I am well. Paulina, you're with the Her Foundation. If you don't know what the Her Foundation is, it's honor. Well, you tell them who the Her Foundation is, okay?
Absolutely, sir. We are the Honor Her Foundation of Northwest Florida. We are a transitional home that houses women veterans and provides assistance to not only them, but their families and beyond, not only here in the Florida Panhandle, but in the surrounding communities as well, too.
Okay. Give us if you will, give us the history of the Her Foundation.
Well, the Her Foundation was founded by our beloved and cherished founder, Miss Nancy Bullock Prevost, United States Navy Chief Petty Officer, retired. And it was all based on a spirit of conviction and purpose to in where she saw the unequal platforms in terms of how women were represented and how men were represented. And she sought to bridge the gap and to unite us and to bring an awareness to the issues that we as women face, not only during our active duty military service and Guard and Reserve alike, but more importantly and more critical after we separate or retire from service and what our next chapter of life may look like.
Yeah. Wow. Now, let me ask you this: women, we always talk about Veterans Day, and women had always not been a part of our veterans experience until not lately, but for a long time now. They have been a part of the military service, and we want to give an honor to that. There is a Thursday is Women Veterans Day. Am I not correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. It's today, and it commemorates the Women Armed Service Act that was signed into law today in 1948 that allowed us to become a permanent part of the service and not, in answering the call to defend and protect our freedoms and our very way of life.
Talk to us about it, if you will. What's happening? What are the celebrations, I guess, we have on Women's Veterans Day?
Well, there are various celebrations that can be experienced throughout the community and beyond. But for here at the Her Foundation, we are so excited to welcome the community to our We See You project, which will be happening tomorrow, June 13th, from 10 to 2 at the Pensacola Veterans Center, located on 4918 Mobile Highway. And what that's going to be is a celebration and an open-armed embrace, and that consists of a display of portraits, photographic, and in nature that highlight the contributions that we as women have made to the service for our country.
And where that's going to be again? Where it's going to be at?
The Pensacola Veterans Center. And tomorrow, June 13th, from 10 to 2 on 4918 Mobile Highway.
Okay, from 10 to 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and y'all going to be honoring these women. How long has been in? How long y'all been doing that? Is it an annual event or what?
It's we're setting the intention prayerfully that it becomes an annual event and a very benchmark cornerstone within our community. We had it a few years back, but we took a little bit of a break. COVID happened, and we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back with a voice that says that we are here. And we've always been here, and we're going to continue to be here for many, many years to come.
Yeah, we coming up. excuse me, please. We're coming up on 250 years of our nation's birthday, and I think it's probably appropriate that we recognize the contribution of women veterans. Women have given and women in general, particularly women have given so much to this country, and made this country as great as it is. And so I'm so proud to know that some tributes and honor are given to women. Now, the Her Foundation in itself. Talk to me about the Her what's your position with the Her Foundation?
I serve as the current vice president, and it's such an honor and a calling and a purpose for me personally to continue on in a life of service to a greater cause and a higher purpose. And most of all, standing side by side with our amazing sisters as we walk forward together. In a journey of coming home, as I like to call it, to whatever the next chapter of life after the military will look like for you. And during that time, within the realm of what we do, we have the Her Foundation, and we have the Faith House, which opens its doors to a very, very diverse set of women from all different types of backgrounds, and where we allow them to stay with us for a period of up to 12 months and beyond. And during those 12 months in which they're in residence, we provide the means to get them connected to very valuable resources, such as veterans benefits, education, mental health, medical care. All of that through with the attention after the 12 months or beyond is up, or when a woman feels that she is confident enough to be able to seek independent living, we seek the means to provide and to interact with the community to connect them with affordable housing.
Okay. Did you serve?
Yes, sir, I did. I served 20 years on active duty. I'm a proud United States Air Force veteran.
Yay! Using air. Well, let me tell you my story. I'm both Navy and veteran. Navy and Air Force. I did active duty time in the Navy, but I did 28 years in the Air Force Reserve. So, yeah, I sure did.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're always talking about history, but in this vein, we're not going to be referring to it as history because we're going to be talking about history, right? We're telling her story. And,
telling her story. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Is the Her Foundation is a local organization, or is it a national organization as well? I know it's a local organization, but is it also a national organization?
Well, I go back to the area in which we serve in is here within the Panhandle, but we get our sisters in from all over the country. We've had sisters from as far as California, Washington, who have sought us out for assistance and housing placement. So we're strong. We happen to be a very unique nonprofit that focuses and centers around women veterans and our issues. And we like to say that even though we may stand alone, we stand alone together, side by side with our community, and whether that be here locally or nationally.
Okay. And that's a part of the reason that you all are celebrating the event tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So is this and I may have asked you this question, but is this an annual celebration? And if it is, when did y'all first start it? This actual day of celebration?
We started highlighting our women within the time frame of 2021, 2022. We took a break for COVID. We've been going strong since then. We've had different venues throughout the community, but we're so excited and so delighted to be able to host this year's event at the Pensacola Vet Center, to where it's, I like to call it the People's House, where the doors are open to all veterans. And I could, for me, it was a personal, just a personal motivation for this exhibit to be that, where it's open to all, the entire community, just to come and reflect upon what we've done as women and what we still continue to do as women in defense of our country.
Okay. Now, for the folks that may not know, where is the Pensacola Vet Center and what's its story?
Well, the Pensacola Vet Center is located here locally in Pensacola on 4918 Mobile Highway. And it is an amazing resource for veterans to continue in a life of service while receiving critical and vital support. Veterans are included from all different types of backgrounds, from different eras, and from different wars and conflicts that we've fought alongside together. It is an incredible place to be. It is an open and inviting place to be, to where you can just come as you are and be as you are.
Okay. What are the contact if one wanted to seek services from the Pensacola Vet Center? What's the you got the contact number or anything like that they can call?
Yes, sir, I do. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see, Pensacola. Bear with me just a second.
Okay. All right. But it's located, y'all, again, 4918 Mobile Highway.
Yes, sir.
And that is where you're going to have the event starting tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
The time again?
From 10 to 2.
From 10 to 2, okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And I've got that number here handy for veterans who are seeking services. It is area code 456-5886. I had to pull my eyes are not as good as they used to be, so I had to bring the phone up a little bit close in order for me to see the fine print. But yes, that is where veterans can call and be connected.
Okay. Now, one that's maybe seeking services there, because I know a lot of people suffer from different things, PTSD and so forth. Do they have to make an appointment or anything, or just walk in? Or how do one get to see services there?
Well, there's a front desk, and there you can walk in if you are in need of being able to talk to somebody, or you can call to schedule an appointment where you'll be given a set of things and list of items in which you need to fill out and disclose, to where a client file or an intake can be done for you to be connected to the various groups and activities and the amazing thing that they've got going on there.
Okay. Now, I'm a part of the Gulf Coast Veterans Advocacy Council, and we hold a stand down at the Brownfield Center every year.
Yes,
And so we are able to get ECAT to provide free passes and stuff like that. Uh, what about veterans? Maybe veterans that unhoused and untransportation. How would they? How could they get to the center? Do ECAT offer any kind of special services for them to get to the center?
That is a very good question. From my understanding, that there are different discounted passes that you can get, and the bus routes do run through that location to where if someone is not does not have personal transportation, they are able to seek out the necessary public services to provide assistance.
Okay. Now, it probably not if you're driving. I'm sure there's available, accessible parking there, so
Yes,
that
sir,
you can
there
get
is.
there.
Yes, sir.
Now, if they come there and they seeking any kinds of services, do they what they need to bring? They need to bring any documentation, maybe like the DD 214 to
Yes,
prove that
sir.
they're a veteran. And tell me what they need to do.
They need to first immediately have in hand a form of identification, whether it be their driver's license or military ID, and also a DD form 214. And it's preferably, in addition, to have a printout that VA Benefits is able to give you online of any particular ratings and listing of disabilities that you may have.
Okay, now for those folks that don't have maybe the resources or the computer access to the computer, much like the unhoused may not have, and they don't have these documentation, can the center assist them with getting copies of their DD
Yes, sir.
214 or their award letters or whatever they need to do?
Yes, sir, absolutely. I have an understanding and a knowledge that those types of accessibilities to computer technology is there for a veteran to be connected to obtain those documents as needed.
Okay. What about families? If they can maybe family members come along and assist them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Families are an extension and a vital part of the service members' identity and story. They're the backbone, and families are included. Families are welcomed. Families are cherished and most of all honored for their contributions and the support that they've given us as service members to be able to do what we've needed to do.
Yeah. Now, I understand that most services available, you got a lot of counseling services, which we recommend people to do. Sometimes counseling is one of the hardest things for people to accept and do. And I'm not understanding the real reason behind it, but there are counseling that one would probably need, that one think they could need. You might be going through family situations. You might be going through a crisis, might be going through grief or mental health issues, PTSD or anything like that. I think those kinds of services, as I understand it, is available for members for veterans to come and take advantage of. Am I correct?
You are most absolutely correct. Not only here at the foundation, we have the means to obtain counseling for our ladies, and also at the vet center as well too. We are just so blessed and honored, and just so grateful to be able to live in a community such as ours, to where it's very, very heavily focused on the military. Because there's a definite presence here, but also not only in terms of the active duty, but also retired, us as retired and veterans alike, to where I know for me, I retired from the Air Force in 2016 with my own issues of PTSD, and that being a survivor of myself. And I, in reflection on the journey that I've taken since my retirement, I couldn't be in a better place to have learned the things that I needed to learn to be able to heal and most of all, not only survive the process of what it takes to heal, but to thrive and to live and to enjoy life in general.
Okay. Now, if a veteran is seeking service from the VA, are y'all able to assist them and help them trying to obtain benefits or health care or whatever?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. We have on our board of directors and very heavily, deeply integrated within the community. We have the means to connect our veterans with the vital VSOs that can help with that, can get the process of being able to help the veteran log into VA benefits, obtain access to their medical records, and start the process of filing the necessary claims paperwork.
Okay, let's go back to the Her Foundation, if you will, because I think that's such a great organization in this town. So, and I know y'all do a lot of good things. But can you kind of summarize again the services that the Her Foundation provides?
We like to highlight ourselves as a transitional home, a home in particular, to where we embrace our sisters. We can also connect them to, in terms of services, be that of education, career opportunities, mental health, and medical assistance as needed. And in terms of also counseling and crisis counseling, that and also substance abuse as well.
Okay. Now you have what y'all call a faith house.
Yeah.
Explain that.
The Faith House. Oh, it's God. And in His infinite and most divine wisdom, has sought it out to be sought it out to give us the vision for Faith House, to where it's about healing and restoration. It's about connecting with someone on a soulful level, and first and foremost, because that's where it begins. And in terms of a healing and restoration, and I can tell you from personal experience, it is God is good all the time, and He has blessed us with the ability to be in that form of outreach, and actuality, it's a ministry in itself, and also it blessed us with the means to be a private nonprofit, and where we have been in existence solely in the means of the vital support that we receive from the community. But we make it a point to understand and always acknowledge that God is so good, and He provides all that we need.
Okay. Now, I know you're a nonprofit organization. I'm sure that you probably need funding for the organization. So, do you accept donations and so forth?
We accept all donations, whether it be big or small. That is most humbly welcomed. But most of all, we highlight the need for continued service. The needs in terms of the foundation and the Faith House in general always will be something in terms of plumbing, electrical work, assistance within the grounds, landscaping, all things of all kinds of natures in terms of that.
Yeah. Now, I heard that y'all do a lot of other good things at this center y'all have. You provide job training.
Yes,
is
sir.
that correct?
We connect with our Escarosa, a career source, job training, resume assistance, also looking and knowing the jobs that are here within our local community, and providing the means to be able to tailor set resumes to set someone up for an interview.
Okay. Very good. Very good. And not only that, y'all do more than just that too. I hear that you do a lot of art and leisure kind of stuff, and gardening and stuff like that as well, huh?
Yes, we do. We love to garden. Actually, we have a chickens, our own means to be self-sustaining in that regard.
Really?
We have a chicken coop on the foundation's ground, and also a vital garden, and who was headed up with by a United States Navy sister. And I'd like to give a special shout out to Miss Sheila Sherlock. She is our Jill of all trades, and she does an amazing job with keeping up with our garden and our chickens, and also with a hammer and screwdriver in terms of fixing things when we need it.
No, so again, what the Her Foundation physically address is?
6150 West Fairfield Drive.
6150 West Fairfield Drive. They can come by and visit.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're open from Mondays to Thursdays from 9 o'clock to 2.
Okay. I know you strictly. I know your goals are to help women. But is there any veterans welcome for the
Any
service?
veterans? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, any veterans. Our goal and central focus is around women veterans, but we've helped our brothers as well too, with being connected with the resources, clothing, food, also job assistance and benefits. We live and we've endured with the purpose to serve and to continue to serve with an intention to be a cornerstone of our community for future generations.
Now, I do know that part of your mission here is to try to help veterans get back on their feet. Yes, and sir. I know that you probably temporarily can you provide them short-term shelter, lodging, or anything like that? A meal. I know you probably help them with meals and so forth, right? So what do y'all do in that arena?
So for our women, we house single women at this time. We provide rooms placement, but we've also assisted with helping our veterans, our brothers and sisters alike, and their families with being connected in the community for housing, temporary shelter assistance with the intention and focus to be placed in affordable housing for the long term.
Okay. Now, before we run out of time here again, I want to focus again on the event tomorrow.
Yeah.
Starting at 10. What can one expect when we show up there tomorrow?
To be welcomed in with an open-armed embrace and from the community, to be celebrated and honored and respected. You will see a set of displayed portraits and also be invited to partake in light refreshments and just to have a time of fellowship and just honoring one another and for our lifetime of service and beyond.
Okay, very good. Now, again, you are a nonprofit organization.
Yes, sir.
And you do accept donations. Do you all do cash apps and so forth?
Yes, sir, we do. We have the means to be able to do that on our website at www.honorher.org.
Well, that was just what I was going to ask you about the what the website one can go to for that. Okay, yeah. And I'm trying to see if I can find the website. There's people that might be listening to this that might want to donate to this organization because you guys do some great things, and I think that you actually need all the help you can get. Okay.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So let me see if I can find the. So you said you say you do cash apps. You says
we do Cash App. We also do PayPal, and on our website we have the means to collect to embrace and welcome PayPal donations.
Okay. PayPal. Okay.
Yes,
PayPal.
Sir.
Okay. Well, very good. Let me see if I can bring it up here. I thought I could find a. Here it is. I want want to see if I can find the
I'll walk
code
through.
here. The code here we can bring up that they can actually. I think this is it, right? Right here on
Yes, yes, sir.
online. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Absolutely. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
So folks, if you want to donate, and this also, folks, understand it. These are tax deductible dollars. Okay, you can when you donate to 501(c)(3)s or organization like that, you can write it off on your tax. This is a good thing to help veterans. So they can accept payments through PayPal, Cash App, or whatever. Or you can just scan. Well, we got this on the screen here. You can just scan this code, if you will, if you're really interested in donating. Now, you all also do corporate donations, right? People that from the perhaps from companies that might want to donate to the organization. You are accepting corporate donations as well, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We're definitely accepting and those donations as well with a spirit of humbleness and gratefulness for their support.
Okay. Now, folks, if you've forgotten, which I have not forgotten here, the address to the Her Foundation is 6150 West Fairfield Drive, right here in Pensacola. Do you have an email address you want to share with them?
Yes, and also if we can be contact us at onher.org, and it is an email address that reaches us as the board of directors, and we're able to address issues as they come in that way as well.
Okay. Now, what's the phone number over there, Paulina?
One moment. Let's see.
At the Her Foundation.
It's on our website.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on our website. It is.
By the way, when you're looking, where you're thinking, when you're looking at that, what do you got? You got office hours? What are the office hours over there?
From 9 to 2, sir.
9 to 2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's
So-
Monday through Fridays.
Monday through Thursdays, but Fridays by appointment.
Okay, Fridays by appointment. Okay, good information. Okay.
And
What about after hour? What if one wanted to contact you after hour? Did you have a number for an after hour? The same number, if you will.
well, our main line during our office hours is area code 850-444-8527. And then the after hours number is area code 866-944-9561. And we have the means to be able to be reached in that way for emergent and crisis moments and situations.
Yeah. Now, I do know one thing. Y'all get into a lot of other kinds of events, if you will. I know y'all got a service ball event that y'all do. When is that charity ball that y'all get involved with?
Well, we've taken a break now. We're intending to bring it back soon for the up and coming year, but typically we normally have that during the November timeframe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of fun, and just another means that we open our arms to our community with an open embrace with the spirit of fellowship.
Okay. Now I know one time y'all got involved with the car, which I like, cars. Y'all have a car show and a bike show. Y'all doing that again?
Yes, we intend to do that again. It was done at the early part of this year, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the car show. It's families, children, all the different kind of cars that came out. We got to look at the newest of new, and the vintage and the classics, which that's personally my favorite.
Yeah.
Personally my favorite. I love it.
Okay. And y'all get involved with golf tournaments and stuff like that as well, huh?
Yes, sir. With the Emerald Coast Veterans Alliance, we did an outreach there. Golf tournaments. We've not had one in a while, but in the future, in upcoming months, that's something that we're definitely looking at, because golf is a great thing and a great means to be able to come together and fellowship. I'm not an avid golfer. Personally, I like putt-putt. You know, I like to hit the ball and watch the windmill go around when I make it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right, we're going to try to sum it up here, if you will. It's the Her Foundation, and I guess people would ask the question, why her? But it is tell her what the HER means.
The HER in our name is honor, empowered, and rebuild.
Yeah. And that organization was founded by Nancy back probably about 10 years ago, I remember.
Yes, sir. In 2016, it was founded. And we didn't start housing our ladies until 2019. And with our current and amazing president and director, Mrs. Barbara Francis, she has kept the doors open and kept us on track and with a vision and a focus.
Okay. And I know you served a lot of women over time and over these 10 years, and that is a great thing. Again, tomorrow, you all going to have an event tomorrow. I just want you to remind them again where to show up at tomorrow and what they need to do for tomorrow, okay?
Yes, sir. Please, you're invited to come and experience an amazing morning and partly of the afternoon time of fellowship and laughter and love at the with the Honor Her Foundation at the Vet Center, where we're hosting the We See You project from 10 to 2.
All right, y'all. Just want to remind you that this is the Her Foundation for Women Veteran, and I knew Nancy. I think she started this organization probably 2015, 2016 time frame, and her goal was to make sure that women veterans are taken care of, not to the expense of men. Men veterans certainly is invited, but we want to put the attention on women veterans. Paulina, do you have anything else for us this morning about the event tomorrow, about women's veterans? Today is officially Women's Veterans Day, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I just want to first and foremost and thank you for having me on here this morning. It's been truly a pleasure and a great time. Actually, I like doing radio more than I like doing TV because I feel way more comfortable in doing it and not as nervous. Just thank you for that. And also, we're grateful. We continue to be grateful to our community for their continued support and love and respect and honor. And we hope to be a force for positive change and a presence in the years to come.
All right. Well, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow at the event. Tell them what the location is before we leave.
4918 Mobile Highway.
4918 Mobile Highway. Thank you, Paulina. We appreciate you coming on, okay?
Thank you for having me.
All right, y'all. It is 8:30, y'all, and it's time for the Escambia County Office Sheriff Report, y'all, with our local, what they say, support your local sheriff. We got Sheriff Chip Simmons. Good morning, Chip. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Vernon?
I am well. How have your week been?
We've been busy. We're always busy, right? We're always doing something in the community. We did the most serious thing we had over the weekend was a homicide that we had on, I think, Wednesday, a couple of days ago. But we were able to solve it and put the guy in jail. But the rest of it has been routine calls for service, working hard, trying to make our community safer.
Let me ask you this question, Chip, regarding that. You talking about the incident that happened at the hotel? They're so.
That's correct.
Chip, what was the motive of that? You have any idea?
Well, we're still trying to determine the motive. Sometimes we're not getting all the information we need from witnesses, and sometimes we're not getting all the information that we need from victims. In this particular case, all we know is that there were 3 individuals in the hotel room when the shooting started. So that's a fact. We know that. We know that one individual fired and shot 2 different individuals, killing one and injuring another. And then that individual fled. So these are facts that we know. We, based upon witness information, based upon victim information, and to some degree suspect information, in our surveillance camera, there was some surveillance footage caught of the shooter, the killer, running off on Highway 29. He was limping. And the reason he was limping was because he left the hotel room after the shooting, jumped the fence, and when he landed, he injured or broke his leg. And so he was limping on 29. You know, that's what we call a clue as to the suspect. So we talked about it. We're trying to figure out the motive. It's still unclear. We're still investigating that portion of things, and we're seeing if we can figure it out.
But at least he's in custody now, huh?
He is in custody, and a lot of conversation about, is he really 23 years old? If you go to Jailview, and everyone can see Jailview, a couple years ago, it's the same person. You know, someone was making a comment.
Chip.
Yeah.
It's amazing how great minds think alike, I would think. But look at it, okay? Now, I when I saw that picture now, I said, now, is this man 23 years old? Did they mix it up and mix the numbers up and put... I looked at that.
Right. Oh, no. I'm the same way. I looked, I said, are we sure this is the right name? Because sometimes they give us fake names, right? This is not the first time that someone has lied about their name. But it is his name. And if you go back and look at the picture from a couple of years ago on a previous charge, it's the same individual. He's had a rough couple of years. And he is 23. It's hard to believe, but sometimes, what they call city life, sometimes that'll age you, like law enforcement ages me, right? I think that those things happen, but, obviously the homicide itself, is a very serious matter for us. And we have made the arrest, charged him with murder and also attempted murder. Because remember, he not only killed a man, but he also shot and wounded another individual. So he'll have his opportunity, and we'll discuss motive, and we'll discuss reasoning and all that stuff during the prosecution phase.
Yeah, the tragic loss of two little girls. Was that in the county, in the city? Chip, did y'all get involved with that at all?
No, that was in the city. That was on, I think, Gearhart. That, it wasn't ours, but we get calls to drownings. And I can't say all the time, but often.
Yeah.
And these things are preventable. I'm not trying to blame anyone because it's terribly tragic, but just breaks your heart.
Yeah.
To think that there's one family lost, not one, but two, small children is it's hard to think about. It's hard to read about, hard to comprehend. Yeah,
it is. It was the most heartbreaking thing I've been talking about this week. Two small children. And I understand that all the precautionary caution was taken, but it still happened. I don't know. I'm wondering. I don't know. I don't want to cast blame or anything, but again, one would have to think, well, where were the parents at the time and so forth. But anyway, it's tragic. I just hate that happen for anybody, but for kids, it's just truly heartbreaking to have to do that. And I know the parents is devastated, and not only they're devastated, but the people that own the pool obviously has to be devastated as well, because it happened.
Well, think about that. Yeah, I agree. Think about that. Obviously, the family is at a level of desperate of grief and sorrow that we can only imagine. It's the worst day in their lives, probably the worst day they'll ever have. But to your point, the individual that owns the pool, as I understand from the discussion with the police chief, that there was a gate and it was locked, but kids can sometimes manipulate these things. Kids climb things all the time. They climb gates all the time. And then you also think about the first responders. Think about the police officers that jumped into the pool and retrieved them and tried as hard as they could to save them. And the EMS workers and the ER workers that tried and tried, that they did everything that they possibly could. And what they've had to deal with. It's difficult, having been in law enforcement for over 40 years and going on calls and reading about calls and seeing body camera footage and seeing things that I've seen. It's hard to put these things out of your mind. You can't just close your eyes and expect I'm just going to go to sleep tonight and not think about it, because it's not just what you see and hear from the victims, but it's also what you've witnessed such a horrendous event from the family. And someone had to tell the family that they found the children. Unfortunately, they found them in the pool, and they had to tell them the circumstances. These are just things that normal people in the course of their lives don't have to deal with.
Yeah, that's the heart-wrenching thing too, for you to come out, and if it happened to you and you found them in your pool, I just can't imagine how that experience. Was there any surveillance cameras that they mentioned?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it wasn't our case.
I
don't
keep
know. I
forgetting
think that they were going to obviously look and try to determine how it happened. But you know what? To me, at this point, it doesn't matter so much how it happens. We know that there's a family, there's a community that is certainly a neighborhood that is grieving, and I think that that's the primary thing right now. And it's going to be hard for them. It's going to take a lot of time to come to grips, if they can ever come to grips with this sort of thing.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that, because it's really painful. But I tell you what, Chip, I did a story, talked about a story this morning where you guys had to bring out some heavy armor to your SWAT team yesterday. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? Even the highway patrol had to call the sheriff's office.
Yeah. They, we're there to help. We will help whoever needs our help, whether it is the city of Pensacola. We certainly will help them if they need it. We'll help the FDLE, the Highway Patrol, the federal agencies. We will do that. In this particular case, the Highway Patrol tried to stop a car, as I understand it, and a gentleman ran, and there was a firearm. He was holding a firearm at the time, and he ran and barricaded himself up in his apartment up there off of Michigan Avenue, Carriage Hills Apartments, I believe it is. And obviously, the Highway Patrol don't have quite as many, aren't staffed like we are here in Escambia County, and we're always willing to help. So the Highway Patrol did, in fact, have they had their armored vehicle here. They did have members of their SWAT team here, so they're certainly capable of taking care of business. But we, working together, we're able to. We put some gas in the. Our SWAT team's really good. We're the only Tier 1 SWAT team in the region. And we put some gas in the apartment, and the gentleman, after a couple hours, decided that he had smelt enough of that, had felt the effects enough of that, and he came out and surrendered. So all's well that ends well. We got a felon off the streets, and you'll have to answer to these charges.
You learn something every day. I didn't realize that the Highway Patrol had a SWAT team of their own.
It is a regional, and I don't know if it's called SWAT team, but it's a regional response team. Okay. In fact, I believe a couple of years ago, whenever there was the city of Pensacola, I had already retired, and I was already the chief deputy here, or the assistant county administrator. I can't remember where I was at the time, but oftentimes whenever you foresee big events, you can contact the Highway Patrol, and the state is willing to help as well, and so they have their response team that's on standby. And this particular event, I think that, and don't quote me on this, but as I understand it, they have regional teams, and the team that they had here just happened to be in the Pensacola area. They typically go between here and I guess Tallahassee, maybe even Jacksonville, but is where the regional team is from. But because obviously it would take a while to get from Tallahassee or from Jacksonville, wherever they were at. But fortunately for them, they were in the area, I guess, doing an operation or working on operations. And so they were able to, by the time I got out there, they had, dozens of troopers out there in their SWAT gear, and they had a Bearcat, which is their armored vehicle. So we had their vehicle out there, we had our vehicle out there. Because again, apartment complex has two ways and two different parking lots. So it actually worked out very well. We ended up using what we call the Rook, which is an armored little Bobcat type of a piece of equipment. Yeah. And we were able to evacuate the neighbors with that vehicle, and also we use it to deploy the tear gas that we used, or the gas that we pumped into the apartment, and then ultimately he ended up coming out.
Well, he must have been hiding some real deep. He was going to be pulled over for a traffic stop. So, hey.
Yeah, again, people react to things differently. It certainly seems like an overreaction to a traffic stop.
Yeah.
And maybe, maybe he had warrants on him. I don't know all the details. What we did is we assisted the highway patrol, and then they went ahead and made the arrest, and so they would have all the information.
Well, is that anything else, Chip, before you get to your staff meeting this morning?
No, I appreciate it. We're looking forward to the weekend, and obviously next week, the long weekend we have next week, and we're continuing to work and keeping our community safe, and the men and women of the Escambia County Sheriff's Office continue to do that, and I'm just so proud of them, and I appreciate the time to come and to talk about the things that we're doing and to talk about what's going on in the community.
What long weekend next weekend, Chip?
Isn't it Juneteenth next weekend?
It is. It is. You're right about that. It is. Okay. We got a lot of Juneteenth. In fact, we're going to talk about that when after you leave here about the Juneteenth events that's coming up. You're right. Keep me on my job, Chip. Thank you.
All right, man. No, we're good. I'll talk to you later, Vernon.
All right, and thank you now. All right,
Take care, bud.
All right, thank you now. That's Sheriff Chip Simmons, y'all, the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. He's here every perfect attendance every Friday, and we really appreciate him coming on. He's been doing this for years in our community since he's been at the sheriff department, and it really is making a difference in our community. So we want you to really appreciate it. But he did bring up a very good point that it was a real good segue into what I was planning to talk about next. And June, a lot of things going on in June. Okay, June is Pride Month. June is music, Black Music Month. Speaking of June and Black Music Month, we got a special on WBQP that you got to look at on Sunday nights at 9:00. Talk about the Juneteenth. I'm sorry, we got Juneteenth specials as well as Sunday, but we're talking about a special dealing with Black Music Month as it relates to the 250 year anniversary. So you make sure that you stay tuned for that. All right, this weekend, y'all. I believe the Watson family, the Watson law firm family, is also having a Juneteenth event that's going on down at the museum. I think it's called the Museum Park downtown. And so you definitely don't want to miss that. It's kind of what we call a family reunion. They're going to start at 12 on tomorrow, and it's sponsored by the Watson's Family Foundation. They're going to have live performances. They had this last year. Game shows and food trucks and vendors and inflatable games and face painting, and you can play spades if you even want to. That's a part of what we do. Arts and crafts and the whole 9 yards there for Juneteenth. So y'all make sure that you are in attendance. Now, the following week on Juneteenth Day, the Papantonio and Roy Rafferty is holding a free Juneteenth event downtown as well. So you make sure that you prepare for that on June 16th, okay? On June 16th. On June 19th on actual days. So we got a lot of, and we got another event I'm trying to find here. It's coming up, but I will find it in just a few minutes, dealing with Juneteenth as well. But let me get into some other things here where I look for the other Juneteenth event, if you will. Let me work my way in over. I'm going to Football and Beach for a minute and see those events that's going on over there. They having certainly the Juneteenth event over and Santa Rosa County as well. If you give me a minute, I'm trying to locate it. And whenever I do locate it, it will. But anyway, well, let me just move on till I can find it. I can work my way around to it. But this event here that I got on the screen right now, it's called the North to South Ballroom Connect. You know, we talked to Firm just this Monday about dancing and stuff like that. So they got what they call putting on the floor. This is a 2-day event that you need to mark your calendar for on August 7th and 8th of this year. Okay. And where they're going to hold a ballroom swing out, stepping, line dancing event that you want to get your tickets for right now. So you got the early bird special going on. They got all of these swab ballroom folks coming from all over the country, like Miss Sandra Bowman, she's a stepper, and Greg Dixon, he's a stepper, and Save is a ballroom dancer, and we're gonna have folks like DJ Stefan is on the 1s and 2s, and DJ Slew. But anyway, those are folks that you're gonna have to be cognizant of. Okay. All right, let's go to the next event here. We're going to talk about before we get out of here. And that is tonight, y'all. This is tonight when we're talking about Black Music Month. It's going to be held down at, again, you're going to be at the Museum Park. They're celebrating Black Music Month. This is in conjunction with the Real Women Radio 10th year anniversary. And speaking of the Real Women Radio 10th year anniversary, they having their 10th year anniversary tomorrow, y'all, over at the 850 Club over there, and it is called the Real Women. It is called the Real Women 10th anniversary. It's going to start at 11 o'clock. It's going to be a mini festival, if you will. Starts at 11 o'clock. Okay. And you definitely don't want to miss that as well. Okay. So you tell them you heard it right here. Right here. All right. Moving on. You want to make sure you get your tickets for picking up Juneteenth. On Juneteenth, in the evening of Juneteenth, June 19th, the Movement for Change is having their annual banquet. Okay. And you can get your tickets now. Tickets are only $60. The speaker is going to Mrs. Jasmine Burney. She's Burney Clark, really. She's going to be the keynote speaker. And she's the founder of I'm assuming the founder of Equal Grounds. If not the founder, she's definitely has something important to do with Equal Grounds. That's a political organization we're going to talk about with Jerry when he comes back on. But anyway, it's going to be held at the its personal venue at 2610 West Savantee Street. Okay, West Savantee Street. All right, moving on to another event. It's called the Women Impact Award. It's going to be hosted by Kay Speaks. It's going to be held at the Hilton Garden on Airport Boulevard. It's going to be an event that you definitely don't want to miss. Okay, it is called the Women of Impact Award. Okay, and so keep your calendar open on that event. All right, another event here is that it's going to be, you need to mark your calendar for this one. Okay, it's going to be what they call the Grown Folks Family Reunion event, going to be held at the Sandra Beach Community Center. It's going to be at 5 o'clock. So put that in your pipe and smoke it again. I do want to reiterate again, tomorrow, the BBE, the Black Beauty Expo, what they call the Black Beauty Expo, is celebrating, well, the Real Women in Radio is celebrating their 10th year anniversary with their Black Beauty Expo. So it's going to be at the 850 Event Center starting tomorrow at 11 o'clock from 11 to 3. You definitely don't want to miss that, okay? Don't want to miss that. Coming up, y'all, is we're going to have on Labor Day, Pensacola's own Antoine Knight is going to be in town, and he's going to be doing his annual jazz concert, and he's going to have Tom Brown as one of his special guests going to be on. All right, also mark your calendars here as well for the Pink in the City is coming up, and I think he's going to be in the September time frame, so we still got enough time to deal with that. Also, the other event that you definitely want to mark your calendar for is called the Black Crown Award. Is going to be held down at the not the Grotto Hall. The Grotto Hall. Is it Grotto Hall? Yeah, I think it's Grotto Hall. And so it's coming up as well. Another event you definitely want to put on your calendar is the second annual Community Love Fest Block Party, which is going to be held on Saturday, June 27th at 11 a.m. It's going to be near the International Harvest Center there on Truman Avenue. Going to be a block party at 2315 Truman Avenue, sponsored by the Change Tomorrow Today 365 organization that happened to be with Dr. Steele. Also, y'all, please, if you can make this birthday bash, do so, because Mrs. Knight, Sunshine Knight, y'all. Yeah, we call her Sunshine. She is going to hold her birthday party at the Speakeasy, okay? And start at 8 o'clock. She have all kinds of Southern Soul entertainers there as well. A lot going on this weekend, y'all. A lot going on this weekend. Miss Claudia Curry Williams. Miss Claudia Curry Williams is hosting her retirement party. It's going to be at the Hilton Garden on 8 South 9th Avenue. Okay. And it's going to start around 6 o'clock. It's by invitation. Excuse me. Also, mark your calendar for the Summer Groove Jam. Is going to be scheduled. Oh, I forgot. This is done. This was last weekend. Let me get that out of there. Don't have to do that one again. Okay. Smooth jazz thing. Let me share this one with you here. It's going to be a Juneteenth celebration over in the Okaloosa County area, y'all. So you make sure that you get your, if you're over in the Okaloosa County area, over at Fort Walton Beach, over at the Landing Park, on June 20th, they're going to have their 250-year Freedom in Motion Juneteenth celebration over there. Okay. So mark your calendar for that if you're in that area. Speaking of other Juneteenth celebrations there, they having their celebration over in Crestview, Florida on Friday, June 19th, starting at 10 o'clock at the Crestview Community Center there in Crestview, Florida, y'all. And as well as a lot of other events, y'all. I want y'all to stay tuned as well to WBQP. We are running a lot of Juneteenth specials on WBQP that you can actually see a number of specials that we're running on Juneteenth. So we want you to stay tuned for that as well. Folks, I tell you, a lot going on the weekend. I want y'all to have a great time this weekend. Go to the beach. Just remember, you go out there to the beach, that sorghum is out there, that sharks is out there, riptide is out there. So, but I hope you can have a good fun being in all of that. But the most important thing, you need to stay safe this weekend, and whatever else you're doing, because we got a lot of activities is happening this weekend as well. So I only have to leave it with you today, y'all. I have to leave it with you today because
it's time for Mornings with Vernon.
I'll see you Monday, y'all. Have a great weekend. Love you.
For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now, let's go. Get up now, turn it up now. 1, 2, 3, let's get it out.
Thank God it's Friday!